welcome back to Beautytainment podcast. I am your host, Claudia Seves, and the other host is...
Roundy, you can find me at Lee Boy Savage on Instagram.
And oh my God, we have another guest, a very special guest. Guest, introduce yourself, please.
Hello, my name's Hector Perales. Hello, how are you? It's my first time being on a podcast, so I'm like, what do I look? What do I say?
Like, there's so many cameras. What do I do?
Just be ready, bro, because we're going to get crazy.
Man.
We're going to ask you
I'm
the
excited.
most appropriate questions ever. So.
I'm excited. Popping my cherry.
Well, I don't know about that
Whoa,
inappropriate,
Well,
bro.
podcast cherry, podcast cherry.
This is only PG-13.
Yeah, I haven't had enough to drink yet, bro.
So what do you do?
What do I do? I'm a licensed cosmetologist here in the state of Texas. Well, I call myself a hair designer because I just don't style hair. I design hair.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. And so you've been doing it for how long?
This year will be 11 years. So I started on my 24th birthday. So yeah, I'll be 20. What? I'll
It's
be 10
math.
years. Yeah.
The math
That's why I do
mathin'.
hair.
That's why you do hair and not
Yeah.
rockets. Just messing around, bro.
2014 is when I started, so 10 years, 11 years.
That's a good while. Shit.
So what's really cool, guys, is that Hector here works at Vanidosa Beauty Salon.
Correct.
And he's amazing hairstylist. He has a repertoire of clients that, and you and I had talked about this before.
Correct,
They
yeah.
follow you've been doing this for 11 years, and your clients have consistently followed you wherever it is that you decide to move or when you decide to stop, but they're constantly coming back to you.
Yeah, I mean, I've started back in Laredo, Texas, where I'm from, and I never thought when I first started doing hair that I was going to have people from all over the states. And then I have people that, when I moved to San Antonio, I have military clients. And then I guess military people have a Facebook page for, I guess, other people that are coming into the city.
Oh,
for
wow.
No way, I didn't know
And
that.
so I remember 2017 and 18 is when I started getting people from like Germany, Japan already booking for when they move over here.
That's crazy.
Oh, wow, that's really cool.
So for that, let me ask you a question. For that page, did you have to do something to get on it, or they just posted you?
No, it's just like I guess when new moms have
Yeah.
pages and they're like, oh, what's the best Pampers? What's the best milk? They have that for military for all kinds of things, and so yeah. But the sad part about that is, I mean, of course, the last for 3-4 years, and they leave. So I always have a batch. So it's always something new every other year.
All right, so to all our military people, put us on there. Vanidosa
There you
Beauty
go.
Studios, get us on that page.
Yeah.
By Hector, the hair god.
Right.
And so what is like your favorite thing to do now? Because I know earlier we spoke, and so you've kind of been all over the hair industry. I don't know how do you guys call it? Like, I know every hair stylist has a specialty. So what is yours, and like what's your favorite thing that you've honed it down to?
I think my favorite thing and my go-to thing that I didn't realize I had was, my highlights. My color, my blondes, or that and redheads.
Really? That's
Yeah.
so interesting. I do see like a bunch of blonde girls going in there.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
Right?
Blondes and Mercedeses. And
I have that specific clientele.
Yeah.
It's funny because with the shops that I've worked at, they already know who's my clients because of the car they drive and how they are. And they're like, Hector, they come in and like, girl. I'm like, what's up, girl? No, tell me this. Oh my God. Like, so it's,
Yeah, so you have like the
yeah.
relationship with your clients and stuff.
it's very important for me. Yeah.
So how did you kind of start getting into hair? Because like I know you and I were talking before, and I feel like in aesthetics and in hair in the beauty industry, a lot of people don't think it's their passion. I'm not saying all, but a lot of people kind of just go into it like, well, let me see what this is about because I can't find what my passion is. So was it like your passion in the beginning, or how did you get into it?
It's kind of funny. It's honestly because of a breakup.
Oh,
no.
A
savage.
breakup. So I was a dancer for so many years. Like I was a little
stripper?
kid. I wish.
I was starting to say you were a
I
dancer.
was those little kids. I mean, I grew up in the 90s. So, of course, who was in Texas, who was a big 90s star?
Selena, of course.
Oh,
So
I was gonna say
I
who?
was always dancing in like in the carne asadas on top of the
You
table.
did the
So
bitty
like
bitty bum bum.
that guy is gonna be either Jeffrey Dahmer or the next little dancer. So I became a little dancer, and then
That's good.
when I was in college, I was really good at flamenco, and then I had opened my own dance studio at 2021.
What?
Oh shit!
No one knows that about me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I was on the dancer, and I did a lot of quinceañera choreography, all that stuff. And then one day, April 25th, my boyfriend, after 6 years, I get home and he packed up all the apartment and left me.
oh my
shit!
God.
Just out of nowhere. Didn't
Out of
tell
nowhere.
you
And
nothing?
I was about to graduate. And then later, I found out that he just wasn't in love with me anymore. Because
Yeah.
I was always dancing and doing my thing that I thought
yeah.
I was so passionate for, So throughout the whole year, I was like, what do I do? I started working at the mall, American Eagle, jean expert. Then I worked at Vans shoe store. That's where I wear a lot of Vans.
Oh, there you
And
go.
that's
So if you
another
guys
little-
wanted to
yeah.
know why he wears a lot of that.
So after that, I came to Fiesta and I went to a salon party. And it was 2014. And they're like, do you do hair? I'm like, I ain't that gay. I don't know how to turn on a blow dryer. And then throughout the whole summer, I went back to my hometown. I was meeting hairstylists and meeting this and nail techs.
Yeah, yeah.
And then on my 24th birthday, I started beauty school. And that's how I went.
That's crazy.
That's a turn of events right there, from dancing to hair.
But
Well,
let
I
me-
guess it's in the. I get.
I've always been creative. I think that's why.
Are you being gayest?
being a little gayish right there. I can see that transition
It's like,
pretty
well, it
easy.
is kind of gay.
How more gayer can you get?
I know. I'll do hair.
Slay queen.
There you go. But it's so like, what made you give up your passion for dancing and get into hair? You know, like what I because of the breakup. But were you kind of just like, fuck, man, this is what kind of created like our breakup, or this is what kind of broke us apart?
I think it was that, to be honest,
Aw.
because like I think it's my only passion in life is dance. It still is. Like I watched it. I was in the Nutcracker for like 7 years straight, and like it's a big thing. Dance is a huge thing for me, still in my heart. But I'm the kind of person now that like I'll see dance and I just see it for a little bit because then I get kind of like hurt, you know,
Aw.
and I'll just turn away. I'm like, okay, yeah, and I fake it, you know. But it was honestly money. I didn't realize that like I was at that stage. You know, everyone has that awkward stage. Like, well, what do I do? Like everyone has, you know, this career, and I'm like, I'm already in school, but I don't even know what I want to do.
Yeah.
I was at that stage, and I'm like, either I work at McDonald's, which is not a bad thing, or I, you know. So then I started doing highlights. I quit my job at Express when I was working before I went to beauty school, and I was doing haircuts for $10.
Yeah.
So I'll get out of school and I would have ever had $20. I'm like, hell yeah, that's weekend money. Now I'm like, I spend that like in less than like a second,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you know,
Literally on the way over here.
literally.
I think you had told me before that you were you went on tour dancing with. I think you said somebody
Yeah,
famous or
a
something.
flamenco. Yeah, so
Okay, okay.
I didn't want
Wow.
to. I signed a flamenco contract to go over there to Spain because I was in love with this guy, and it just so happened. It's weird because how I talk about this, I don't know how it works. The world is weird, but 2 weeks ago, I was on TikTok and I was just live Wednesday, like today. I was like, right. And then I get on TikTok and I see a live video that posts up. And guess who is on my live video?
Your ex-boyfriend.
Who, your ex?
My first ever boyfriend that I haven't seen since the whole
So- oh,
breakup.
literally, you haven't seen him
I
since
haven't
then?
seen him since.
Oh,
It's been like
Girl.
more than 10 years.
So did you guys reconnect? or
No,
did you
hell
reach out
no.
to-
So he was on the live. Like,
Uh-huh.
you know how you click the live on TikTok, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I clicked it. I mean, I didn't click it. I was like, oh my God. Because I saw Lada, and he only had, like, in the live, he only had his hand showing.
Uh-huh.
So I
You're
was
like, I
like,
Yeah, I recognize
recognize
those
those
yeah, and
hands.
then I heard the corny joke. I'm like, all those little chunky hands. And I heard the corny jokes, and I'm like, oh my God. But it said, which I guess he does, some crafting stuff. And it
So
said,
you need craft. Here's his handle.
yeah, no.
He probably thinks you're stalking him now. He
No,
probably saw you pop
no,
up.
but it's so weird. Okay, so then okay. Hold on, it gets interesting. So I see him, whatever, and I didn't click the live because you click the live, you see. You know.
Yeah.
I was like, his name, no, whatever. So I figured out he lives here. They have the comments up. He's like, yeah. Someone asked, I didn't see, but someone asked, oh, how to get into it? He was like, well, I moved to San Antonio 2.5 years ago, and I'm like,
Sounds like you guys are gonna meet up.
Oh,
sometime.
so
then-
you guys were together in Laredo?
in Laredo.
Oh, is that the Valley?
No, it's
Okay.
completely
Oh, I
different.
thought that was
yeah.
considered the valley.
No,
See?
don't ever say that to Laredo.
Babe.
Is it south or is it north?
They're both south, but Laredo is an hour and a half away, and the valley's 4.5.
Oh, okay.
Or 4
Oh,
hours. So it's
okay.
completely different. Just the same area code. I don't know. It's weird.
All
That
right.
is weird.
I didn't
Anyway.
know that. Anyway, so then I was like, what? So I found out through the live that he's been here for 2.5 years. And then they said, oh, who's your favorite artist or what happened or what? He's like, well, my favorite artist is Bad Bunny. And I'm like, oh, that's so funny because I have a tattoo of Bad Bunny. I'm like, we still have a lot of things in common.
Sounds like some soulmate shit right there. dude.
Oh, hell
Don't
no.
you start it.
He's not my type. He's not my type no more.
Not anymore. Didn't you hear him? Chubby hands.
Chubby
Chubby
hands.
He doesn't like chubby hands.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Not anymore. That's it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
No,
So
so
are
I
you
don't-
gonna low key buy a craft from him?
Hell
and
no.
See what it looks like.
Support his business.
And then you can bring it over to the studio and we just laugh.
So
I mean,
what's this guy's? Or no, I'm not gonna ask you.
no. I already said his last name.
Tell me
so-
off camera, and then he might get a suggestion in TikTok.
just start getting random
Random,
messages
right,
from you,
right.
huh? Just starting up shit because
For
that's what you
sure.
do.
I stir up shit a little bit.
He does.
Hey.
He
Yeah.
does. So you started doing your hair journey.
Correct.
And then you and I talked, and so you started learning from a lot of reputable people in the industry.
Yeah, it was. I got really lucky because once I got out of beauty school, I started working for the a high-end salon in my hometown. So I was doing all these big pageants and doing these huge weddings for like $1 million weddings. And I didn't even know. I was like, I'm from the barrio. Like, I don't even, like, what the hell? And so I was like, my first paycheck, I bought a car. And I was like, I never in my life had that.
With your first paycheck, you made enough to buy a car?
Well, like a used car. I didn't want to, you know, I'm back then, you know, early 20s, like, oops. Like, you know, I'm not going to buy a brand new Mercedes. So I was like, cool. And then I started, you know, and then I started going to Vegas for the first time for work. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting flown to Vegas for work and staying at the Vidara.
That's like really fast.
It happened really fast. Yeah. So then, you know, I started going to these huge, like, shows where, you know, studying with Chris Appleton and all these celebrity stylists. And it was only my first 4 years.
Wow.
So by the time, like, COVID happened, I already did and done that. And I met some people from all over the world. And so then when artists, like an old coworker of mine, that just left the salon that I work at now. That person would ask me, like, "Oh, you want to go to the hair show?" And I'm like, "No." And then she's like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Just because I just don't, you know, I don't need it, but I just like to go see." And I just don't like to say it because people think I'm like a stuck-up person, but I'm not.
But that's not where it's coming from.
That's not where it's coming from.
It's that you check that list off, and once, honestly, like, you know how it is, especially now the hair shows and all these things are like, they're just like sell.
Correct, yeah. Back
in the day, it was like, oh, education and this and that. And I feel like now it's just like sell. So you go to one, you've been to them all.
Yeah. I mean, the one that I wanted to go to was called Behind the Chair. And I went, I think 2018 I went. And oh my God, it was like the Grammys, Oscars of hair.
It is. That one is good.
Why did that sound familiar?
It's the Behind the Chair has been around for like ever.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm fucking working in... I should have known this shit. I should have known this shit.
You should.
No, I shouldn't.
But they've been around forever, and they have all like the celebrities of the beauty industry.
Yeah, I didn't realize how big it was. Like, I mean, I remember I saw this girl that I followed on Instagram since the beginning of time, and I was like, "Can I take a picture with you?" And she's like, "Yeah, have my assistant." This girl had like a whole like entourage,
have my team,
and I'm like, "What? Like, we could do that? Like, we're that famous? Like, what?" And it just changed my whole aspect of the whole hair industry. I'm like, it's something big.
Yeah. And I think too, well, so you've been around like almost as long as I have. And so, you know, back in the day, it was like everybody did $10 haircuts,
correct,
$7 haircut. I've seen $5.99, not $6 though, because you can save that penny, but like $5.99 haircuts and all this stuff. And then I feel like we've definitely had a shift where you can become, and of course, I think it's social media.
Celebrity.
Yeah. You can become a celebrity at what you do and charge like insane amount of...
Well, there's tons of beauty people that are fucking like little celebrities.
Beautypreneurs.
They get egos though, man. They think they're fucking...
Well, and then that's what fucking kills you.
It's out of control.
Can you think of anybody, like, if just like somebody that pops in your head, somebody that was really famous, like in our industry, like 6 years ago, and now they're gone? You know what I mean?
Well, there's several.
It's their fucking ego, and it's like not trying to like, oh, all I'm gonna do is teach courses or whatever. But our industry develops so quickly that whatever you're teaching now is not fucking relevant in 5 years.
They get too big for their clients. They start treating their clients like shit.
Well, they stop seeing clients. Is what happens.
And I got into it because like that's why I call myself a hair designer, because I'm going back to the dance thing. So when I was in beauty school, I did Dancing with the Stars for Laredo. So I was with Miss Bella Latina, Texas, and so I was like the dancer that she chose. Anyways, that choreographer, he was a hair person. He was like, "Don't call yourself a hairstylist, call yourself a hair designer, because you design hair. It's like fashion." And I thought about it, and I was like, wait a minute. It is like fashion, because you're not going to go to Versace or whatever, or any brand, and be like, "Oh, I want this dress." You're not going to repeat the same dress over every season. Right. So you have to, the clients are going to come to you from 20 years. So you can't do the same highlights, the same haircut, change it up a little bit, tweak it. And all these hairstylists that I've noticed, they stick with the same aesthetic. And I'm like, this is why you're never going to make all the money. You're going to be working till your time. You're still 75, you know?
And that's the thing too. Like if you never progress, you can't ever get new clients, because you're going to keep the same clients. And who was I talking to? I was talking to another hair person. And so they've had the same clients for like years and years. But okay, so what's next? Yeah. Nothing is next, because you haven't learned any new
tricks.
Any new tricks or tips you haven't. And our beauty industry changes. And I think the people in our industry, you have to be one of those people that changes with it, or you're fucking stuck.
Well, what's that saying? The thing that got you here is not going to get you there tomorrow.
Yeah,
so that's how it goes.
Well,
right?
it's true though.
But that's with anything. Like social media is always changing. You can't keep doing the same shit. The hair, same thing. It's constantly changing. It's always changing. It's a fad, you know.
Yeah,
Beauty's-
but do you guys? Okay, pause. Like, sorry to be like, but do you guys ever think? Okay, you know how
Pauses.
TikTok is so big,
Yeah.
yeah.
right? Like, do you think in a couple of years it's gonna change to another like platform?
It's gonna go back and forth. There's ebbs and flows. So what's popular now is not gonna be popular tomorrow. You know what I mean?
True.
And I know you and I were talking, and you're more into this stuff than I am, but you were saying Twitter X is trying to be like the new YouTube.
To be honest, I think X is gonna be the biggest platform going forward.
What is that?
Twitter, the old
Twitter.
Twitter.
Oh, see, I never had Twitter. I'm too old.
Me
I didn't know how to
neither.
work it.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to work.
That's for old people.
But Elon Musk bought it, and he's doing all kinds of crazy. Like they're gonna do payment processing, videos, all kinds of stuff on it. So I think they're gonna elevate it. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
And TikTok, like it's a Chinese company, so
Yeah.
there always might be some regulation coming down the road that shuts them down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Remember when they wanted to close it down and
Yeah.
all the TikTokers were like going crazy?
Going crazy. I mean, that's their income, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I think it's gonna change. You know,
Yeah.
before when I started, you know, of course it was like, well, I didn't start in the MySpace era, but Facebook, and then it was Instagram, and now Instagram is trying to copy TikTok, and
Yeah.
Instagram's losing a lot of viewerships per day, but TikTok is growing, but there's also like all these things behind it. So I think, yeah, and I think, you know what, that's the thing about as artists, because we are artists. I think the thing as artists, like we have to either create the change
Correct.
or go with the change or get left
Yeah.
behind.
Speaking too of the social media, I don't think you should stay on one
Platform?
platform. Because if you put all your business in this one and something happens, you're shit out of luck. Like our Facebook got hacked. We had like 13,000 followers on Facebook. Got
Oh,
hacked. We had to start it over. Instagram, it's kind of scary, you know, to have all your business wrapped up into one thing.
It's funny. My Instagram got hacked 2021 right at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
And remember I told you I went to the Behind the Chair Awards.
Yeah.
So I met some people from Brazil, Australia, and they were cool, right? But also since I followed those people followed me, I followed them, I would get messages nonstop.
Yeah.
So when my Instagram got hacked, I had like 15,000 followers. And it was all these messages, and I couldn't get it back. But it was kind of also relief because I just went back to my regular clientele, my regular little life.
Yeah.
So it was just more of a relieving kind of like, okay, I don't have all these random messages. And
Yeah.
it was just more like I could actually work. I don't know, it was a
Yeah.
little
And so
situation.
I know you and I, we've talked about this, but like, how do you went through the awards, you went through, you basically checked off all your boxes like you wanted to pretty early on. And so like, what is the thing that you found passionate? Because I know that you're very exclusive about who you take as clients. So like you've created that purposefully. And so why did you do that? Why did you choose to be so inclusive?
Exclusive.
Inclusive.
You're talking about something else. You're talking about something else.
So
There, Mujer.
exclusive. So
Are you being
fancy.
gay, babe?
I'm
just-
being gay,
I think because in general, I'm a nice person. And at the beginning, oh my God, I remember at the beginning, I would go to a bar after I got out of work, and I would go to a bar, and I had all my cards, and I'm like, oh my God, you're so pretty, even though they weren't pretty. And I was just, oh, can you be there at 3:33 on Thursday? So I would always be there, right? And I was doing things I shouldn't be doing as an artist, and I wasn't really liking the job because it was actually a job. So now it's cool because I have my clients, and it's like I don't even work.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And that's what, as an artist, you want to just be more. And then I have a lot of clients, which thank God, that they'll come in and they'll drive from Dallas, Houston, Laredo, wherever. And they'll sit down. I'm like, oh my God. And they'll start talking to me. And I'm like, okay, what do you want? Oh, just make me do whatever you want. And blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, that's what I want. That's what I've been wanting since the
You
beginning.
get to experiment and do the
I
shit
get
you
to
want
what,
to do.
yeah. So I'm like, just do any color, just not blue and purple. Okay, so I could do green, whatever.
What's the craziest shit you ever did on your own, like that you did on hair or whatever?
Like that I liked or did not like.
No, the craziest thing that you
Shit.
did, like the most wildest thing you did.
Ooh.
Like I don't know. You see those shows where they do like crazy fucking shit
I have
with the hair.
one story. It's kind of like sad, but so it was after COVID, 2021, early 2021, right? And I'm always I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm always there early, and I'm always
Yes.
just sitting down. I'm always waiting. I'm like, you know.
Yeah.
Had that situation happen 2021, and my coworker at the time wasn't there, and she had a detangle service, and I'm like, okay. So this lady walks in. She's in her 60s, and she has like a big afro, but she's a white lady, and it's like a chongo, like a ponytail, and I'm like, there's no way. And I told Sandra, I called my coworker, and I was like, hey, like I'm gonna take it. She's like, take it. I'm already running late. Well, this girl was in the shelter for 2.5 years with a ponytail.
Oh no way. And she just left it like that.
And she left it like that, and she wanted to comb it out. And I was like, look, girl, like, there's no way. So I took a picture of it, and I didn't post her face, but I basically told people, like, look, this is what happened. So everyone wanted the after, and I didn't want to post the after. Well, this girl comes in like 2 months later, and I gave her a nice pixie cut, but stuff like that, I didn't realize I was gonna see that.
Yeah.
Or dye jobs. This girl wanted like red, bright red, like roots and like a super blonde like ends, and I'm like, that doesn't work. But I had to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on the person. I don't know.
I'm like,
Yeah.
it doesn't?
I know.
Why?
Yeah, yeah. I also have to do with people's personality and like their attitude. So I'm like, I don't have the energy for that sometimes. So
That's
I'm
what
like,
it is too, right?
I'm like, I mean, yeah, people are just weird.
Do you feel like as you get older too, like you have just like less patience for the type of shit you don't want to see?
Yeah, I do. Like I'll go to a bar somewhere, or I go just, oh, Hector, I want you to, and I'm like, it's a Sunday afternoon, and I'm here with all my friends, and you're talking to her about me. I know, but you realize I don't do that all the time.
Like I have.
Is that when you have your entourage step in?
Yeah, I'm like, or like when I walk in somewhere, like, Hector, and I'm like, let's go.
You're like, I
let's go.
came here to get shit faced.
Yeah.
Please don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you. But yeah, it goes
Oh my
back to being
God.
exclusive.
Well, yeah, and like again, I get it. I think when you start making money, so you start off like any of us, I think we all kind of start like, oh man, I hope, like, I love this. I hope I can make some money, and then you make money, and then you make continuously the same amount of money, but then you specialize, and even the specialization is always the same because you're specializing at it, so it's always the same, and then you get to do cool stuff that you like, but then you do get to do cool stuff that you like. So like, there's definitely like a step to what we do, and and, so what do you feel like is like your next step after this? Are you like so comfortable here you're gonna like write it out for a bit?
I'm really comfortable, to be honest. Like when I moved to this city, I thought I was like, I'm gonna be here forever, but I feel like, I don't know, when artists, I don't know, they probably feel like when you're like, there's still something you're just missing, like a drive that like, I feel like I'm missing something. That's how I felt with dance, and now I'm doing hair, and now I feel like the same way doing hair.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, I don't know what it is. I love helping people, and I go back and I'm like, what was the one thing that really, 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 like, I was like, oh, I feel so good. So when my grandma was alive, she was always in her late 80s or 90s when when she was alive, and we're hanging out together. But I would always go to nursing homes, and she'd be like, let's cut my friend's hair. So I would go cut their hair.
Aww.
But just to hear their stories and just, and they appreciate you just going there just for that. And it wasn't about the money, but those memories, or when I told you, earlier today when I went back to my old beauty school that's now closed, and I would go back to donate some stuff for like the students there, and they'll be like, ay, Hector, te extraño, saber na con tu pelo. I was like, horrible. And now they're all dead. But like to hear their stories, like, well, of course they were older ladies, but like,
okay.
just like the stories that they would tell me, and that's what I'm like, maybe something like that in that kind of different kind of field.
That's kind of cool. I bet you there's a space for that. You know what I mean? For a business within that. And old people have the best fucking stories, dude.
They do.
They like to talk too.
Yeah,
they do like to talk.
Yeah,
they like to talk, but they have the best stories, dude.
Yeah. So I don't know, something like even today coming here, I was sitting down. I was like, I feel like I'm before COVID. Like I feel like, wow, like I'm a real artist. Like I'm going to talk about my job. That's cool. Something like this or like that I just said makes me want to keep going.
Yeah, and like I said, I think like you're hitting that point, where I think a lot of us hit, where there has to be it's like an inflection point. Something different has to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't work out, but if I did, I heard like you plateau, so you have to like change, like, what is it? Change the muscle memory, whatever.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but I know you get stagnant in anything you're doing.
Yeah,
you get stagnant.
Oh, yeah,
you know
for sure.
I mean?
So it's like, well, what's the next thing to keep me going?
And it's funny because I see these brand new artists, like hair designers or hairstylists, whatever they want to be called. And I'm like, I used to post that when I just started. I'm like, I wonder how they're going to be in 5 years. Or they're still going to do it because people,
are they still going to do it?
People, I remember in my freshman class, it was 26 of us. And only 2 of us do hair.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
You get a bunch of people that come through, but only few tough it out and get through that hard part, and then keep going.
For real. Yeah, it's true.
Well, dude, and then you have to see too, like if you want to work with people, we work with people and deal with people directly, one-on-one.
Yeah. Some people don't have the fucking
some people
the personality
don't have it.
to deal with people. They don't know how to talk with people.
Day.
They don't know how to communicate, and you got to have a personality to deal with people like that.
I mean,
for sure.
that's where it goes to being exclusive, because I remember before COVID, I had this one lady, and I used to work at this real nice area here in the city. And I would get these ladies, man. They would come in at 10 in the morning with like their lunches, and they wanted a certain air type, and I'm like, I don't have any more patience for this. I'm like, you
Like,
want
this is
you want me
it.
to kick out everyone, and then just for you, which I get you're paying, but you're not even paying that much. Like, you're lucky that I'm
Yeah.
charging you this. It's because you're a little bit older, and you want me to do all this for you.
And I like my viejitas.
Yeah, I like my viejitas. I'm like, I'd rather one from the barrio than the ones from over here from the north side. So yeah.
So, do you have any advice for like up and coming hairstylists that are just starting out, like to help them go further in their career?
Ooh, that's hard.
No pressure, bro.
I know, right, bro? I don't know. Like, I think I would honestly tell them to look into like the older people that are doing hair,
Mm-hmm.
because I remember also that everything could be kind of mean, but just look at like old stylists and see how they revolve their whole, like, I guess, image and their whole salon,
Yeah.
and see what they could get out of from them, like learning wise, aspect wise, and put it into their, like, I guess, and take as many classes as you can at the first 4 years.
Yeah, it's all about the education.
Because
huh?
I would take so many, but I would take a very little minimal from this person and this
Yeah.
person and make it my own. So just be more educated. It's more
Yeah.
continue education. to
You
be
know,
honest.
there's one thing going into a salon, because we're not from the hair industry or whatever.
Mhm.
But it seems really catty now that we're like
Very
part of it.
catty.
It seems really fucking catty, bro.
I remember my first ever place doing hair was next to the lead hairstylist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
shit.
I mean, like I said, I would get out of work, and of course, I was hungry. I wanted clients, so I would
Yeah.
meet Claudia Wednesday night, and then she would be at the chair Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would boom boom. So I literally my books for as much as the lead stylist.
Yeah.
So one time we had a new hair dye line, and I was like, hey, how do you mix this? She gave me the wrong.
No, on purpose too.
Wow.
And so
That's
it was a
crazy.
highlight. So it went darker, and so I had she's still my client to this day. There's that girl that I messed up on, but yeah, they could be really catty.
We didn't know that going into it.
No, and then as an esthetician and permanent makeup artist, we work with one person at a time. So we don't necessarily, like, even if we do work with somebody else, it's not like a bunch of somebody else's.
Correct. Yeah.
And we're all in our own space with one client at a time. You guys, and I don't know, like, I'm sure this has to do with the type of stylist that you are, but some of you guys are working with like 4 people at a time. And then there's other stylists working with 3, and there's other stylists working with like 6. I don't know. And so it's a whole different dynamic than what we do, where we work with just one person at a time. So I can see it like being completely different, and that's what like Brown said. We weren't. I knew there was cattiness, but I didn't know like
Some
not
petty
the
ass shit.
extent,
A little bit of pettiness.
Well, I mean, and people are petty anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
But I feel like I don't want to say that's how the older salons used to work more so.
Yeah. I mean, me coming from a school starting wise from 120 students, I was the only guy. You could imagine, Hector, don't talk to her. Why are you talking to her? Blah, blah, blah. And then I got to the actual hair industry, and it was even worse.
You're like, wait,
And
there's
then,
more.
but then I was like, wait a minute. Like, they would start like saying certain things about me because I was always the head one. And I'm like, wait a minute. No. I could talk shit because I do my shit right, and I make the money, and everyone and look at my reviews.
Yeah.
Who has the most reviews? Who has this? Because I did it. So I could talk shit. Try it. Come to me.
Yeah. Oh,
So you
you're
just-
ready to fight.
So you got spicy.
Yeah,
one.
I already
I
know
thought
how
I
to-
had a spicy one right here.
No, I'm real like, but when it comes, don't mess with my money and don't mess with my friends or my family. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you kind of have to like stay like that, especially like I said, like when you're working with a bunch of other women, like, man, it's hard. It's hard. Especially you and I will both work with like
Predominantly women.
Yes, mostly girls.
Yeah. I'm in the background, so I don't deal with that. Other than the girls that work in the studio, and in our studio, everybody kind of gets along and it's pretty good. We
Yeah.
don't have any of that
Yeah.
issues.
Yeah, but I think too, like with my personality, like as soon as somebody comes in and I'm like, no, this is not gonna work.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
you.
Like,
I've
right
seen you
away.
turn people away right
Oh
away.
yeah, and I'm like,
I've had the issue where like I'll like at my old salon too. Well, all the salons I've worked at, except for this one and the other private one that I worked at, like I would be always busy, and then they would come in and they would just sit next to me and my client, just like, and I'm like, we're talking about like her dead husband. Can you just move? Or they just want, or like I'll be
Dude.
like doing highlights and they'll be like, oh, what are you doing? And I'm like, are you gonna tell Picasso like, oh, what are you doing? Like, no, like let me just do my thing. Like,
Let
give me some
Picasso
space.
do his thing,
Give
bro.
me some space. Like, damn, people.
Well, I know you had it like that with one of the blue eyeshadow gals at the salon.
Yeah, I
eating
did.
up all your donuts when your client was there for her.
Yeah, that
what,
was
what was it?
embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, like people have no barriers.
But also it has to do with also the age.
Okay.
The whole way everything worked.
And so do you think too, like that the industry has changed obviously because of social media, but like now you are your own brand. You know what I mean? And I feel like back in the day in the hairstylist, it was a salon brand and then people happened to rent or work in there. But now it's like you create your own brand. So when you have clients coming in, they're just there for you, and then that could be all the other hairstylists. Where it's not competitive inside the
I would think that
hairstyle.
would create more competitiveness
See, I would think like I'm my own brand.
Yeah.
These people know me for me. And they're coming in for
because
me.
they're going strictly there for you, not for the salon.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I guess
Yeah, it's just changed. I mean, since I've been in, like, it's been 10 years, but like from the beginning to now, even the color lines, like I've noticed everything's been like super, especially after COVID, like extension lines, everything's been like in a little
going down.
Yeah, I don't even know what to, like, color wise, like what to buy, what is good or not anymore, because I could buy the most expensive one and it won't give me the same as a cheaper one. Like it just depends on that. But also salon wise, brand wise, like it has changed. Yeah, because I remember growing as a kid, going to Mexico with my mom, and it was like, oh, let's go to the Jotos. It's okay, or so we would call it the Jotos. Let's go to the Jotos, which I love because it was like in front of it was a parque. I was like,
you're gonna get canceled, bro.
No. Hey, I'm one of those.
I'm part of the community,
so I could say that. No, but like, yeah, it was like the pink salon. It was like that. Let's go there with those guys. Oh my god, or those girls, or whatever, right? And now it's like, oh, it's all about that person. It's all about that person, and it wasn't like that even when I first started. Now it's that brand.
And I think that's so great because you get to work on yourself and your own brand, and whoever you bring in, you deserve. And like very few, and of course there's still salons that way, but very few salons do like walk-ins, and I love that because our fucking like our industry and our culture has gone to the point where we ourselves are a brand.
Yeah.
So where it's like we were saying earlier, wherever you go, like your clients are going to follow because they're yours and it's your brand.
I think social media opened the door for that in every industry. You know what I mean?
And I'm so thankful that we started at the same time, like that. Like Instagram was barely booming, so and then balayage and highlighting were like hardcore at that time. So I started right there. Boom. And I didn't even realize I have one girl. She's been with me since day one. I did her hair when I first started doing hair professionally.
Yeah.
I didn't know who she was. So she comes in and I was just a Saturday and I was hungover and I was like, oh, God damn it. And I was like, where is she? Oh, she had long, dark hair. And she's like, hi, Hector. I saw you on Facebook. Someone tagged you. And I'm like, okay.
Okay, sit down.
And so I cut her hair off and made it like nice brown with highlights.
Oh, on purpose.
And I was like, back then, I was like, tag me on Facebook and you get 10% off. Well,
she tagged you.
I was booked 3 months out.
Oh,
thanks to that one girl. She still comes.
That's the power of social media.
Yeah,
though, dude.
and that's when I realized.
I like I'm always on people utilize social media. Like one of my sons, he sells cars, right? He works at a dealership selling cars. And I always tell him, dude, I'm always telling him, bro, get on social media and have the clients come to you. Create yourself a brand, and you'll have clients come to you, but they don't listen, dude. There's so many people out there that are so scared to get on social media, and they don't listen.
Well, he's a shy boy.
No, he thinks he's fucking God's gift to women, apparently.
Have you ever had that situation with a client and like on your chair, like they're like, okay, I can't do this, like?
Oh yeah, it's usually me.
Yeah.
Like
really?
Like I kick people out all the time.
If they start getting iffy and they're like a million questions,
about pricing,
like
and
they're not sure. No, it's just like they want you to convince them to do it.
Yeah.
Well, then by the time you come to me, and I'm sure you feel like this, like I should not convince you of anything.
Yeah.
Like you should already know what you want, more or less, because we still have like creative
outlet. Yeah.
For it. But by the time they come to me, like I'm not gonna convince you of anything. The only thing we're gonna discuss is what I think is best, and you either take it or you leave it. Yeah.
Dude, that's my pet peeve. Like they'll come in and like, okay, so what kind of haircut do you want? Well, I don't know. I'm like, you booked this appointment a month ago. I'm like, what do you want to? What do you think? I'm like, I know what I think, but I'm asking you if I could tell you what I think about that.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me?
But it's a haircut compared to a tattoo on your face. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Like if you're gonna go get your brows done, you need to know that you want that on your face for sure. You know?
I don't know, because one time I tried to go blonde. So I went to one of these salons that was like $5.99 haircuts, like walk-ins, and like you can't even breathe in there, and it's so small. You know what I'm saying? Y todo el pelo ahí por todos lados. And so I walk in, and I was there for like 6-7 hours trying to be blonde.
God damn.
I know, and I ended up being orange.
When was this?
Oh, this is before I met
This
you.
is when you had white lipstick?
No, this is not when I was gothic. Whatever. Anyway, it was gothic. And then I fucking, that ruined my fucking hair for years because I had long hair, like not as long as I had now. But if I can ruin my hair for like years and years.
Yeah.
So it's not a tattoo per se, but goddamn, they like
You're
you
over
guys can ruin hair for a long
Over
time.
here walking around like the Paisa Trump or what?
Yeah.
I was a spice of trouble with my orange hair.
Yeah, some stylists is, and that's another thing I've noticed too. That's why I actually moved to the city, because when I was in beauty school, I would come here to party.
Okay.
And I'm like, me and my best friend, at the time we worked together, well, in school together. And I was like, hey, look at that girl with the weird hair. Let's go ask her where she goes. Hey, babe, where do you go to get your hair done? Oh, I go to this salon, and it's super expensive. It was like $5 something every time I go, and I'm like, okay. And my friend are like, girl, we did that for $50 back home. Like,
You're like, I'm gonna
I'm
help my
like,
community.
we're gonna make some money.
Y'all
here.
coming to San Antonio.
Yeah, and I did.
Killing it. But it's true though. Like I feel like San Antonio is one of those places like where the high end services is coming up right now.
Yeah.
As more people, I think more people are moving into the city, and of
'Cause
course
it's growing.
because
Yeah,
it's
yeah, it's
growing.
growing a lot.
But the high end services, like it's so unfulfilled. There's like so much room for the high end services, high end hairstylists, high end estheticians, and but a lot of people want to compete with price.
Yeah.
And I know you don't compete with price.
Nope.
You kind of just go off referrals and stuff like that to build your name.
Yeah, and honestly too, like I don't accept new clients. It's just, I'm friend with Claudia. Okay, fine, that's cool, because I know I like you, then I'm gonna like her, because you're friends for a reason. So that's how it goes.
Yeah.
And then when that happens, I do the whole friend group. So then it's
yeah.
So and
Little
then it's
circles.
weird because I've noticed recently like that friend groups, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm doing her wedding. I see her at the bar all the time, and then I'm doing the other so they're all connected.
So they're all connected.
You
Yeah.
gotta be VIP to get on your books.
Yeah,
Yeah. Pretty much.
But it's true, like all these little circles always hang out, and so, well, you and I talk about
Yeah,
that.
we
Like,
see it all the time. with
well,
the-
yeah, like we'll see somebody that we know, and then we'll see them at this other event. But it's because like within circles, you keep within each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like the fancy chavas are always together.
Oh yeah.
The fancy
yeah,
gals.
yeah.
Mhm.
How has it been for you, like being in a salon like
Mhm.
full of women? Like, do you hate it? Do you love it? Are you used to the cattiness?
It's a love and hate.
I heard the Cosmo chicks are crazy, like party crazy and shit, dude.
I had I could tell you stories.
Oh.
I had one that wouldn't give up trying to be my girlfriend. I'm like, do you realize what I just told you about in the lunchroom about my weekend? Like you don't.
She was trying to turn you out, dude.
Yeah, and they're real catty, real catty, but also like they're real lovable. So, Hector, what? Oh no, but me, I'm like, oh, I have all this breakfast, but I guess these girls are just an emotional creatures, and they're like, oh my god, they like to.
We
you know.
are. Well, that's like a thing we like to nurture.
Yeah.
So there's always like once you have kids, I think like you, especially after you have kids, like you always try to feed everybody.
Yeah, I had a friend, dude, and he was like a ladies' man type.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He always said the craziest chicks. Oh, if I want crazy, I'll get a stripper or a hairstylist.
Yeah.
Lies.
I swear
are
to
you
God.
serious?
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, hairstylists are something else.
And that's why I can't date, because I'm a hairstylist. I could tell you stories about like boyfriends, and like since they always see me working, oh, this guy has money, and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And I'm like, what? How did I become the daddy? What the fuck? Like,
This is not what I signed
I'm
up
like,
for.
no, I'd rather just work.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
And then at every salon that you go, like, do you find yourself having to restart and redo, or you've had your brand, so you kind of just take it with you?
Like, what do you mean?
Like every salon's gonna be different, right?
Yes.
So every salon has like a different culture. They have a different
Oh
vibe.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first moved here, I got really depressed because I worked out of a salon that was near Brackenridge Park,
Don't know.
down
I
by
don't
the
know.
zoo, basically.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And it was in the summer, and I just went through I was about to get married, and I didn't get married, so it's another guy. And I know I should have learned my lesson. And so anyways, I was there. It was just very, very calm and very just zen. There was no noise, and it was a lot of like Anglo people, which I wasn't used to.
Anglos. There was Anglo
I
Saxons.
have never used anybody say
It
Anglo.
was white.
So yeah, white. And
You
was
say
white.
Joto,
so
but
I was
you don't say Joto, but you won't say white.
So anyways, I was kind of depressed. Then I went to the salon after that, and they were just money hungry. Hector, they fired all the stylists there and just had me and the two owners that were dating. So you can imagine,
Oh God.
for a whole year, just like they were fighting, so we were all fighting,
Drama or what?
and there were gay guys. So you can imagine, I
Oh,
was
my
just like,
God.
yeah,
So would you prefer to work in a salon with gay guys or women?
women,
Okay.
yeah,
Really?
hmm
We were just talking about this.
Yeah.
yeah.
We were talking about that.
Whether
I-
gays are more drama or lesbians.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, you know what? I would think the gay guys would get along fucking good, dude.
So
Because
he was like,
they're
we're
like bros. They're
Yeah.
bros that fucking.
To be honest, I think the lesbians. I've seen.
Yeah.
I've seen people get stabbed from like, oh fuck my girlfriend. I'm like, what? What the hell?
Well, I just saw that. Remember, we saw that thing, the study that 70% of lesbian couples get divorced.
Yeah.
It's the highest rate of divorce.
Oh yeah, I could tell you how many
Yeah.
lesbians that I know that. Oh, they're. I'm like, I gave it 3 months, and
That's crazy.
yeah. I guess I told you, women are emotional creatures, so they just.
It seems like San Antonio is the capital of lesbians, though.
Right.
Like I've never seen so many lesbians in my life, dude.
But then
since we
also,
moved
Yeah,
I
here.
that's
have a
crazy.
lot of lesbian friends and family members that are lesbians, and they're still single, but they're just always like, oh,
Yeah.
some drama. And I'm like, are you serious?
Do all you guys know each other? Oh my God, is the answer yes?
It's a small community here. Well, it's
I don't know how small it is because, I don't know.
well, San Antonio's not like a huge city, and you still have that small town vibe.
I don't know.
so.
It's big, babe.
I know, but you still have that small.
the
town.
communities
yeah,
themselves
Yeah.
are
Yes
small.
and no. Yes and no. To be honest, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like, yeah, it's kind of weird. It's hard to explain that, but yeah.
I'm
We
sure
all-
there's only a degree of separation between.
Yeah,
a
that's
lot
why I
of
say
people, you
I,
know?
I,
Just
I steer
chill.
away from like gay bars. I'm like, no, I'm good.
I
Yeah, the
hear-
gay bars are fucking fun, dude. I don't give a shit.
used to-
The
And
gay
I
these
bars are,
drinks are
I used to go
cheap.
there
They're
every
cheap
day.
and they're fucking
I used to
fun,
go there
dude.
every day for like
Oh,
a
really?
good 5 years,
Really?
and then I stopped myself and I'm like, what am I doing here? Like,
Yeah.
I remember me and my friends would make fun of the older gays, like older gays, like in the 80s, and they would be at the bar on a Sunday fun day, and I'm like, I don't want to be that. And then I started realizing I'm gonna be that if I come here every day.
You were on your way after 5 years.
And I get it. It's like, but it's also very deadly because I remember the drinks they would, it's a huge drink and it's like $2
Yeah.
and wherever,
God.
right? But wait, this is where it gets, you realize like, wait a minute. So then you go to another bar.
Mhm.
If you're used to that bar, you go to
Yeah.
another bar and you get a regular drink and it tastes just like Coke because you feel like there's no,
Yeah,
but there's
yeah.
alcohol in there. So that's like, oh my God, I'm becoming an alcoholic because you're so used to that much alcohol.
Their fucking drinks are cheap, one like $4 for a fucking
Yeah, and they're
double.
good.
And
We need
Yeah.
to go back.
And then you
We
go to a
gotta
regular
It's
bar.
fun. Don't get me wrong. It's fun.
You go to
but
regular bar, it's $12.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Oh my
double
God,
the
maybe
price.
for my birthday we'll go to the gay club.
I'm down.
Okay.
Shit. Oh, if we do and you guys are gay, I need my ego pumped up. So give me some drinks.
Hey, they will do that. Trust
All right,
me.
all right.
They will do that.
I've had friends that you just like.
Oh fuck it, I'll take some free drinks.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'll show you around.
What's been your favorite part of like being a hairstylist?
Ooh.
Is it the designing and the creativity in you, or is it like talking to people of different lives?
Doesn't it sound weird or like a beauty pageant answer? But it was all the friends that I made throughout the
You
years.
do, right?
Like I've had like girls that they were with me in high school. Now I went to their weddings. I've done their weddings, and I do their weddings for free. To be honest, I don't charge like if my clients. Just meeting all those people. Like, I mean, I've gone to those clients' weddings or like parties, and I meet other potential friends and clients, and they do become my friends and clients.
Yeah.
So I think it's me just meeting people all around. Like I would have never met you guys if I didn't do hair.
It's
That's
you
true.
know.
Yeah.
So I'm like there's been times where like I had a flat tire and I'm like, oh wait, or actually I was stranded in Austin after I was stranded in Austin.
It's a long story.
It's a long story, and I literally was like, what do I do? So I just put on Facebook, anyone going from Austin to San Antonio? I had 3 clients. Hey, I'm on.
Shut up.
Yeah, and they picked
Oh,
me up.
wow.
And
Was that on Tinder or what?
no, that
Nah,
was
just
that was
fucking
on shit. No, that was on Facebook, and
Okay.
and that client is still my client that picked me up.
That's so
And
fucking
friend.
crazy.
Yeah, she knows who she is.
So
Yeah.
thank you.
So if
for
you guys
that.
want to get on the books, the VIP books, message us and we'll get you on the
Yes.
exclusive.
We'll
list.
see if
Yeah,
you
we'll
are
see.
approved. Apparently,
And we do take bribes. Just throwing that out
Yeah.
there.
snack bribes
or bottles.
or bottles. That's true.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So San Antonio's been your home for how long?
7 years next month.
You
Oh, I
feel
thought
like
you
this
were
is
here
it?
Longer.
Hmm?
I thought you've been here longer.
No, 7 years. Yeah.
Okay.
I would honestly wanted to get out of here after COVID, but at the same time, San Antonio is the easiest, I guess, place to live in big city
Mhm.
and like all well rounded compared to like Houston or Austin or Dallas because it gets kind of pricey over there.
Yeah.
You
I
think
know. I
you're-
know Austin's fucking.
You think
pricey
you're
as shit.
staying here in San Antonio?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so.
right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad thing, but yeah.
Yeah.
This
I-
is home now.
Yeah, I feel like it.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel like
home
there's
now.
so many different areas in San Antonio that you could live in.
Mhm.
So like if you feel more country, you can go to what?
To Lotus.
Lotus,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's yeah. You could be in the fucking city and still feel like you're in a rural
Mhm.
area. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
And honestly, like the furthest you could even like an Uber ride or a drive, it's like 30 minutes, and you hit the river, you hit like
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
Lotus, you hit it everywhere. You know.
Yeah.
I think we're setting roots here now, and this is home.
Yeah.
Our kids are coming home saying y'all, so
Oh
Yeah,
really?
Here and
It's
there.
here and there, so it's over.
The little one.
So would you guys ever go back?
No.
You know what? When we go back, California's pretty and the weather and just like the vibe and our food and our culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for business, they make you not want to be there. Like if you want
Really?
to, yeah.
Yeah, and you can see the shit is our life. Like everything that we do revolves around the business and what we do. So like, I don't want to fucking be over there and have to jump through hoops to do the same shit.
And your
like,
quality of life is better here.
Because you guys are more Southern California, right?
Yeah, we're Southern California.
Yes, we're Southern California. So like 20 minutes north of Malibu.
Yeah, just outside of LA,
Just-
north
yeah.
of LA.
Oh.
Yeah, like we're the county over from LA, right?
Yeah,
LA
yeah.
County.
But I've heard like Northern and California, Southern, they're completely different.
It's like
Oh,
two
yeah.
different states,
It's like
bro.
two different states.
It's like El Paso and Houston.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's different.
It's completely two different,
no.
two different things.
It's crazy because El Paso people, you're originally from Texas, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
So it's like, it's so crazy to have so many, like, El Paso people are so different from like the south, the other
From
part of the
they-
border.
Like,
doesn't
you know
feel
what I
like you're
mean?
in the south.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like it's weird because them they eat stuff with like bread, and us we eat stuff with tortillas.
Like,
So
what do you
I was dating this person that he was from El Paso, and so we were at this Mexican restaurant and he asked for bread,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, for what? He's like, to eat my carne. I'm like, it's a tortilla.
Oh,
I did that when I was
wow.
growing up. I used to eat beans and shit with bread.
And
Just
see,
fucking-
we was all with tortilla.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what Mexican are you?
we were too poor for we were
Are
too
you
poor
brown?
too poor for tortillas, so we had to use
No,
bread.
no, we were just used to it. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
So
Flour or corn?
flour,
Flour.
for sure.
Yeah,
Well,
see.
El Paso has more like a West Coast feel than it does a South.
Yes, I
you know
agree.
What I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were eating bread with their carne. That's
I
weird.
used to do it. I still do it
Oh
sometimes.
yeah, but you grew up real po.
Yeah.
You lived in a shack.
Lived in the shack.
So did I. So did I. So did I.
Yay for everybody that used to
Live in shacks.
live in shacks and eat possums.
I used to eat dry spaghetti
Oh my god. No.
Oh, with ketchup.
and cereal with water
Oh,
That-
and anchovies.
No,
Why?
you don't.
Because that's all there was.
Did you really eat anchovies?
So a few times there was all there was, so I ate it.
Anchovies.
It was fucking gross, but I ate it.
That almost seems like a joke.
No, it's true. It's
Like it's true.
100% true.
So, what's your favorite memory from being a hairstylist?
Oh, that's hard.
Like you've been everywhere. You've done a bunch of things and a bunch of clients.
Oh, that's really hard. I'll get back to you on that one for sure because I'm like,
Dun,
You're like,
dun, dun,
I know,
dun,
right?
dun.
We really have to think about that. What has been? You're like, I don't want to offend anybody, but it wasn't
no,
that time that I went with
it's
so-so.
been like I've never actually thought of that.
Mm. I mean, I'm sure there's like a bunch of little ones. I can't remember one central thing that's my favorite moment in my career, but I know like a bunch of little ones, you know, like and it's usually like people interactions, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think so. When I was growing up back home, like they have like the Washington's birthday celebration, and
Oh.
basically
The what?
Washington's birthday celebration.
Washington, you like the president, George Washington?
The first president. It's
Oh, no
weird.
fucking way.
It's the most Mexican city in the freaking states,
Uh-huh.
and they celebrate
Wow.
Washington's birthday.
That's
They're
crazy.
the only city in the states that does that.
That's
Oh, I
cool
wanna
shit.
go.
Do they put on
And-
wigs and shit?
Wait, hold on. Yeah. So then, growing up, they have the Marthas. So Marthas are basically part of the Martha Society. So they have the big colonial dresses, and
Well,
they have
Is that his,
That was
after
the
his
name of
wife?
that was the lady that made the first flag, right?
no, that's
No,
that's
his
an-
wife.
No, his wife had something to do with the flag, but it's George Washington and Martha Washington, right? So they
Okay.
pick the George and Washington. So they're basically like one of the richy people up there.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have the Marthas, which is the debutantes, which is like the
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
high school.
Oh my God, this sounds
And
so
then-
Texas.
Okay, yeah, and then they have Pocahontas. So they have Pocahontas girls and the Pocahontas, tribe. But they all do that because they do the big abrazo. So it's right Mexico. So the Mexican side brings their Mexican people, and we bring and they do the big
No.
abrazo, right?
That's crazy.
So I've been a part of that since I was a kid, since I was born, right? To see the parade. So I remember as a kid, oh my God, show me your shoes, and seeing the big wigs. When I started doing hair, where did I work at? The biggest salon, best salon.
yeah.
So all of a sudden, going in, I'm like, I'm on the Martha. So then I started doing the Marthas, and I'm like, no wonder all these girls look drunk. They're high schoolers, and they party the night before the parade, and they're drinking across, and
Yeah.
they're coming back or and so I'm there at 5 a.m. doing the hair, and I'm like, oh my God, I never thought in my life I'm gonna do these girls' hair, and I'm doing and then I'm in the parade, and I'm like official, and I'm like, oh my God, I never thought as a kid I'd be doing this. That was
And
one
then
thing.
you were.
And I was like, oh my God, I did the Marthas. I was like, yeah. And it was cool. That was my first big, oh my God.
When's this parade?
I know,
And
right?
We
It
gotta
just
go.
passed,
We gotta see
right?
this
It
shit.
just passed. So, the birthday of the whole.
Monday.
It was Monday, so they did it.
Chris-
Yeah.
Oh,
this past weekend.
next year you're gonna have to take us to show us that shit.
my
dude.
God,
And they have the
would
I gotta
go
see this shit.
They have
Yeah.
the jalapeno festival. They have.
That's your favorite one.
Actually, no. Yeah, they have all these things over there, but yeah, that was.
They
one.
have so many
Also,
fucking
that,
festivals.
you know
here.
what? What's the name? I have another friend named Hector, and he sent me a meme, or not a meme, a video from a restaurant in Laredo, and it fucking looked bomb as shit, dude.
Which one? There's
I can't
tons.
remember. I'll have to pull it up and look, but we got to do a road trip just to go eat there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun. Honestly, it's not that bad. Like it's an hour and 15, hour 30 most.
Oh, I thought it was further than that.
Everyone thinks that. Like
That's
from my
crazy.
house, from here, like from around the salon, it's like an hour and 30 minutes.
Also, next year
okay.
President's Day, man. We're gonna
Yeah.
take
Yeah, I
out
want to
the.
go
Oh, yeah.
beforehand though.
I gotta see that shit.
Yeah.
You want to go see the Marthas
I gotta see some weird shit like
in
that.
the Washington?
I gotta see some Texas shit
No,
like that.
there's weird. That's weird.
There's debutantes. Okay,
Thank
guys.
you.
Well, thank you for being on the podcast.
Of
Let everybody know
course.
how they can find you.
So my Instagram name is Hector Hair God. And yeah, that's my main.
And like I said, if you guys want to get on the VIP list, hit us up and we'll try to get you on that
We'll
list.
take snacks
Yeah.
and bottles.
Yeah,
right?
This was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you, Ann, for coming
course, thanks.
again.
And make sure you guys like and subscribe.
Oh,
Leave
that's-
us some comments. Share the podcast so other people come on. And, you know, we hope we're delivering something you guys like and getting some value out of us.
Yeah.
Talk to you guys next time.
Toodle noodle.
Bye.